Hey guys, so I just finally reached a giant milestone for me. I did 1,000 out of my 10,000 drawings that I wanted to do. I don't think I've really explained too much about my 10,000 sketches project that I wanted to do. I heard something a couple years back that it takes about 10,000 sketches or drawings to do before you've really mastered art. So I kind of took that to heart and decided to literally do 10,000 sketches. So I just want to make this video because now I'm finally 10% of the way done. I mean, I started this project April 12th, 2012, I believe, is the first time I uploaded any of this art. I'm surprised it lasted this long. It's been two and a bit years, and I finally got over 1,000 sketches now. I just finished 1,006 actually in my sketchbook, but I just want to take a look back and show you guys like where things started with me in manga art. This is just kind of like me going back to all my old sketchbooks and just really showing you guys where it all started. So here I actually have a giant bucket full of all of my sketchbooks that I've kept over the years. Just a variety of different things in here, like this one I actually never finished, but this is one of my earlier ones. This is probably from like 2006, way back in the day. You can tell that I wasn't really that great when I first started drawing all this manga stuff. I'd actually numbered stuff back then, but this isn't part of the 10,000 project here. I can actually see the original double blackness stuff over here I came up with. This one here is actually from my first manga that I finished. Well, I shouldn't say finished, but first manga that I finished online. I actually did a manga about me and my friends playing DDR. It's actually still on my DeviantArt right now. It's just called the Initial R comic. And I mean, I had lots of fun doing it. It's super old. Like, I mean, you can tell that I was not very good when I started this stuff, but I mean, I like doing it. And the thing is, like, really, I only really started really thinking about making manga only about, we'll say, like 2006 till now. So only about 8 years ago. So that's when I really started. And I mean, I forgot my first book printed in 2012. So here's a couple more. Like, this sketchbook is also from 2006. You can tell it's totally falling apart. But there's lots of different little sketches in here. I actually have a sketch that I was super proud of this one back in the day with the perspective and different people there. Once again, I got another Initial R book of all of my friends in here. Because the manga I did at first was about my friends. These characters are actually ones from a manga I wanted to make years ago called Winning Team, and it's basically about a group of adventurers and all the things they get into. And like, I designed all the characters and how I wanted them to be, but I never really got around to making it. Here's a sketchbook I finished April 13, 2007. I always make sure to date my sketchbooks so I know how long ago I had used them, and it's kind of cool just to look back and see where things are. Back then I was still having lots of trouble with faces and anatomy, but I mean, I was getting better, and that was the point, right? That's why I'm doing all these sketches. This sketchbook is from April 23rd, 2009, so about 5 years ago. And as you can see, I mean, there's lots of stuff. There's big improvements from 2007 in this one for sure. When I drew this picture, I really liked this one. And I liked this one as well. I thought it was kind of cool. Here's another sketchbook from 2009 that I kind of just went through. This is also all before I did the 10,000 sketches that I was telling about, but like I said, there's a lot of books in here. So here's one from another time in 2009, March 2009. So I actually filled an entire sketchbook in a month. I was actually super proud of this drawing that I did. I used to always write lots of stuff in Japanese back then because I was practicing my Japanese. I mean, I can speak Japanese pretty decently now, so I don't bother writing everything in Japanese all the time, all over the place. This drawing actually is of one of my friends, if you guys know Kay from Canada Cosplay. This is her from back in the day. I drew that up for her a long time ago. I actually keep a bunch of the old Double Blackness scripts in here, so this is like, this is volume 1, this is volume, actually no, this is volume 2. And I always do 2 rough drafts of my manga, so this is rough draft 1, this is rough draft number 2. This is rough draft number 3 of volume 3. I know the rest are in here somewhere, but I'm not going to dig through to get everything out of there. This sketchbook is pretty recent. This is actually from last year. And this is when I was actually well into the 10,000 project. This is number like 560 and this is 517. I'm not going to show too much from this one because I actually do have a video showing every single picture from it. Because every time I finish a sketchbook, when I put one up of the numbers, whatever to whatever, those are a complete sketchbook usually. So this one I don't know when I finished it, but it was sometime in 2012. This is actually when I designed Mistake, the manga I did for the My Takoyaki contest, the one that I got 3rd place in for manga. And it was a pretty good contest, it was a good learning experience. It was fun to design new characters and make a one-shot that I had made. I actually ended up getting 3rd place out of about, I think 10 people entered, so I didn't do too bad. I was pretty happy with it. Here's a comic design that I actually thought of for Double Blackness before I did the printed version. These were just some cover ideas that I had. And there's a picture of Jarrell from Double Blackness as well as Andrew. Here's one from December 2012. Once again, this is part of my 10,000 project. So this sketchbook is all stuff that's already in a video, so you don't see any more of that. Once again, this is another 10,000 book here. Here's the, I think this is the 2nd book actually. 2nd or 3rd from my 10,000 project. This is from June. Oh no, this is the first one actually, because there's number 1 there. This is from June 24th, 2012 is when I finished this one. Here's a sketchbook from September 12th, 2011. Actually, one of my best friends drew this for me, and she's quite the talented artist. It's just a drawing of me and her flying through space. Now, this is the first time I'd actually used the Prismacolor markers, and I was kind of impressed with how they turned out because I really like the brush tip markers, and I've been kind of obsessed with brush tip markers ever since. This is also back when I was doing the web version of Double Blackness. Some of you might not know, but I actually did 11 chapters of the Double Blackness manga that I have online before I even started doing the printed version. You can't really see on the cover of this one, but it's from January 2011 is when I finished this one, so it's a bit older. I was still working on Double Blackness, the online version at the time, so this book is just filled with Double Blackness sketches and stuff. This is a sketchbook again from 2011. I thought of some other manga style things that I wanted to work on. Like there was one, of course, up here, Soul Fighter, one called Kicks, one called Northern Wind, what says over here, a story about controlling the wind. Before my 10,000 project though, I'd actually bought a book on 70s and 80s fashion, and I was trying to draw all the stuff I could from that book. It didn't last very long. I only got to about page 5 or 6 in that book, but it was really fun to start off like that, and that was once again before my 10,000 project. This is a fairly recent sketchbook. This is from this year actually. This was just in April, so I think this is probably the most recent one that I completely finished. So once again, these sketches are all online. Another older one here is, this is from 2007, so 7 years ago. Some of them turned out pretty good. Like, I really liked the design of that. The anatomy is kind of all off, but I mean, my anatomy is not perfect now. I drew this one and I was actually really happy with that, how that one turned out. But I think my style has definitely changed over the years. Here's a drawing that I read lots of Shaman King, and I really like lots of 70s and 80s style disco-y stuff, so I kind of wanted the main character to look like that, but that never panned out. So here's a sketchbook from September 15th, 2011. It's a pretty small sketchbook, so there's really not too much in it. A couple drawings I'm proud of though in here. I mean, I really liked this one at the time. So here's one from December 23rd, 2011, so I was really busy in 2011 apparently. I drew this picture of Nick. If you guys follow me on Twitter, actually that's the Twitter picture I've used, because I like that drawing so much. This picture of Zero actually I had done I was practicing drawing Zero for my friend's birthday, and I'd actually drawn like a full color picture of Zero. I'll probably post a picture of it to show you guys how it turned out. I just had lots of fun with art, and did whatever I could that I thought was fun. I mean, I liked pictures like this that I drew, and I was really proud of this one. So older stuff. This book I actually picked up in Japan, and there's really not much in it. This one's from 2008, and this is when I was doing some still with the Winning Crew stuff, as you see here. I wanted to make that manga with Yashiro, July, and Ken. It still hasn't panned out. I mean, I still have ideas for it, but I mean, I'm working on too many things right now, like with Terry and Terrence, as well as Double Blackness. So I can't really just do whatever the heck I want anymore. This is actually from an IKEA catalog. It took me about 10 or 12 hours to finish this sketch way back in the day, and I have never done another one like this since because it took so long and I just didn't want to do it. I really liked this drawing back then. I actually came up with another comic called Le Crew, and basically it was kind of like a high school, almost like lighthearted like Archie comics are, except with more of a story. So I kind of wrote up all these backstories and stuff for all these characters. I really like this character that came up with Leo LaRuche. I thought he was kind of cool. And then I just kind of wrote up all their stuff. I even gave them like little stats of how cool and smart and fashionable they are. So here's a chibi drawing I did of Le Crew. This is another one of my favorite drawings I did when I was younger. I really enjoyed making it. This is another interesting one because I don't really draw stuff like this very often, but it just felt like drawing this creepy kid, and that was the result. This was a funny one actually. If you know Proton Sean, he requested that I drew Mr. T saving an orphan from Hitler, and yeah, this is the result. There's this missile with the Nazi symbol on it, and Mr. T stopping this missile, and this child crying in the corner. Probably one of the weirdest things I've drawn in a while. This is back when someone was having these Naruto character contests. I drew this character Raiko. I drew this other character Tomome. I drew this dragon for one of my friends forever ago. Here's another weird drawing that I did. I have no idea what it is or why I drew it, but I just kind of like really heavy contrast black and white drawings. This is an interesting one actually. It's one of my friends, but she asked me to draw her on her laptop on a dragon, and I sent it to her and she thought it was the funniest thing ever. This is a drawing I was quite proud of at the time, and I did all the shading and hatching and everything. My friend asked me if this girl is holding a toilet seat. And I remember I was so insulted that someone would think that that's a toilet seat, even though like looking at it now, like it clearly looks like a toilet seat. It does not look like her hat. But I remember I pulled it down and I was just so mad that he would even suggest that. Here's a drawing of the entire Le Crew cast that I had made up. I really enjoyed how it turned out at the time. I mean, I could do better now, but for way back in whenever I did this, it looks really good. I drew this and this chick just looks super annoyed with weird lips. I don't know why this makes me laugh to look at now, but it's kind of funny. Here's another drawing of the winning team all hanging out. There's Ken being annoyed, July kind of in the middle, and Yashiro just kind of yelling at him. I don't know what's up with his hand. Don't ask me what's up with his hand. I have no idea. Another sketchbook from 2008. Kind of drew some interesting stuff with some action scenes and some weird slug thing wobbling along. This drawing I was quite proud of, and I still like how it looks today. I actually did a pretty good job with this one, and I was quite happy with how it turned out. I mean, the hair shine could use a little bit of work, but that's before I really knew anything about light and shading. Also, I know back then I used to always complain that my art was really ugly, so I'd write little things like that when I wasn't approving of my art. And I mean, if you're an artist now, you really shouldn't do that. Like, it really just kind of sets you back. So you should always just look back and, you know, enjoy the ride and get used to your art style and enjoy making art. This one was kind of an interesting one. I didn't really know what I was doing with this, and I wrote up a list of all the things I want to fix with it. Here's another drawing I drew up a while back with a bunch more Japanese stuff on it. I drew Tintin just out of nowhere. For some reason, I've always really liked Tintin. I need to start buying some Tintin comics, but I just, That was kind of a self-portrait of me back in the day with a Migs hoodie that I wanted to design. And then, of course, the awesome 90s anti-drug kid. His face just tells you to stay off the streets. Another cool sketch I did. This geek sketch. I liked his crazed look and his buck teeth and this scythe that he has for some odd reason. There's the last sketchbook in here. This is from September 20th. I imagine this is 2008, I believe, because I was in Japan when I actually had this one. And I'd drawn lots of... This is back when I really wanted to make LaCrew a manga, so I was doing a lot of different things with LaCrew. I drew this picture of them all having a snowball fight, and there's just lots of different character design for all of the LaCrew characters in here. A picture of Alex there, and this drawing that I drew, and I wrote that it's so French looking at the bottom, because I don't know why I wrote that. I don't know what I was thinking like 6 years ago. Last full drawing I did of them. For some reason I really like this drawing that I drew, this kid just like smashing something and looking so surprised. I don't know, I really like this mix of manga and Nickelodeon style, and I kind of try to show that in my work, because I mean I really like my manga, but I also like I really like my North American style stuff too. These were actually drawn left-handed. I was actually pretty proud of this drawing too that I did quite a while ago. And stuff like this. I actually kind of like anthro characters, but I really don't draw them too often. I probably should do them more, but I just can't be bothered a lot of the time. Here's a picture I drew of Kyo Kusanagi. He's actually one of my favorite characters in the King of Fighters series. Here's a drawing of Leo and Angela from LaCrew, and then Alex over here just gaming it up. There's this guy smoking here on a bench. There's some more manga stuff I had drawn up here. Here's actually something interesting. This is actually all of my initial R comic pages, and I printed out all the ones that are in sketchbooks, as well as some of the original pages are here. So all of these ones at the beginning are just printouts that I had done in sketchbooks and whatnot, but then I decided I wanted to do a color version, and that only lasted for a page or two. But a lot of these are just done on basic computer paper, and I got pretty far with the comic. I actually got up to, I believe, volume 6 or so. Like this was volume 4 or 5. This is around volume 4 or 5 as well. I was kind of developing a good manga style at the time, and I was having fun with it. This is when I really started to try and do more traditional manga effects as well. And like looking back now, I mean, it wasn't that bad. I'm kind of sad I didn't finish it because it was only supposed to be about 10 chapters, and I got up to 9 and just kind of gave up. But this is the last page I ever drew for the story, and that was the end of it, and I was kind of done after that. Anyway guys, I just wanted to make this video to say that no matter what, if you guys want to make something happen, that you guys need to stick with it and just keep working at it, because I mean, eventually it'll pay off. I mean, all of this stuff has led up to where I am now. I have 4 24-page mangas printed, and I'm going to be coming up to making volume 5, as well as next year, when I get to about volume 7 or 8, I'll be making a compilation of them all into one giant graphic novel, like the ones you buy at most bookstores and stuff. But anyway guys, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you later.